All right, good morning once again, everybody. This is the first day of our 1 month AWS Cloud Essential. This is 100% free course. You are not going to be charged at any point in time, but I can assure you that the knowledge that you are going to get from this training can actually land you your first job, or it will give you the fundamental requirements or the fundamental knowledge of being able to go from knowing nothing about IT and becoming essential in cloud, precisely. All right, with that being said, let's start. A little about me. I don't really like giving too much information about me. When the class starts, you know me proper. But here are the basic information about me. My name, Adeyemi Ayodipe. I go by AY, or you can just call me Yemi. I've been in IT for some years now, since 2012, after my NYSC. I've done series of IT jobs, from banking to software developer to cloud engineer and things like that. But I've been working specifically or mainly in the cloud for the past 5 years. And I've been an AWS trainer for the past 3 years. I started this training since early 2012. I mean, 2022. So 22, 23, 24. Now it's 3 years precisely. So in my career, I've had different positions in the cloud, starting from cloud solution architect, cloud infrastructure engineer, or cloud security engineer. So there is no area that you want to talk about in cloud, AWS to be precise, that I cannot train you on. Previously, before I become a cloud engineer or before I fell in love with cloud, I was a full stack web developer. So that has really shaped my knowledge about cloud and IT general. So that is literally about me. Then let's quickly go to how do you prepare for this course. This class is very, very key, especially for those people that are coming from different backgrounds. They don't know anything about cloud, or you don't know anything about cloud, or you even have basic knowledge of cloud. This class will really help you. So I want you to give it your best. You might think that you already, even for those people that are currently working in the cloud, I've met a lot of people that they work in the cloud. Maybe they got the job accidentally or fortunately, but they still don't understand cloud. I've met several of them, and some of them have actually joined my class. So this class will give you the knowledge, the concepts for cloud general, so that anywhere you are, you'll be able to talk about cloud without fear. So how do you prepare for the class? Let's look at the training objective before we jump to, I think I actually rearrange this, but I will arrange it later. But after this training, this is what you're going to get. I will be introducing you, especially the beginners, to the fundamental concepts of information technology. This is where you go from knowing nothing about IT to becoming somebody. Then after introduction to IT, we'll go to I will introduce the beginner to the fundamental concepts of traditional IT infrastructure. Then after that, we're going to be introducing you to fundamental concepts of cloud computing and AWS cloud computing, to be precise. That's the specialty that we're going to. Then after that, we're going to learn cloud service, AWS cloud services, and their resources. Then we're going to do some demonstration. We're going to be provisioning some of the cloud resources or services. We're going to be configuring them. You're going to be managing them. All of this on AWS cloud. And finally, I will be leaving you with the best practice for architecting resilient, secure, and highly available IT solutions in the cloud. A lot of people know cloud, but they still don't know the best practice. How do you configure a resilient, secure, highly available architecture? And these are the three major things you need to know in cloud if you want to be successful. All right, let's back to the preparation. How do you prepare for this course? The first thing you want to do is to make the training important to you. 1 minute, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So make the training important to you. I know you have a lot of things going on in your life. I do as well. But guess what? You have to prioritize. This training should be among the important things in your life. Don't say, oh, it's free. I know people always take free things for granted. I normally charge for this, but I bring it to you free of charge. So take it and make it an important part of your life. It's just 1 month, and that can tell a lot. Be prepared. It's not going to be an easy thing, especially for those people that are just migrating or trying to join. Someone say, can we post about the training on LinkedIn? Yes, you are free to share it 100%, though I have a LinkedIn page and I've already posted it, but you can also post it as well. So back to that. I'm sorry for the digression. Be prepared. Is 1 month, but this 1 month will not be just an ordinary 1 month. What I'm about to train you on in the next 1 month, it's what school. If you go to school or if you go to any other thing, they might take months to teach you this, and some might just rush it for you in 1 day. But I pick or I choose 1 month to give you this knowledge, and that 1 month is going to be a lot of things, a lot of information. So be prepared. You got this. Participate. You can't just come to class and sit down and just listen to me. You have to participate. Majority of my students that have gotten job, or those that got job immediately after the class, those are the people that actually participated in the class. By the way, shout out to one of you guys, my whole student I just got job yesterday, Joe. I don't know if you're in the class. Sorry, I didn't post it to the Telegram link because I've actually stopped posting it there, but congratulations to you. I will be bringing you to the class to share your experience. You reached out to me yesterday that you just got a job and doing onboarding yesterday. Just a shout out to him. So ask questions in the class. Don't just come to class and just listening. Participate and ask questions. And one way you can ask questions is by first researching the topic that we are going to cover before we cover it. So that way you have something to ask. And if you can't research about the topic before the class, listen attentively in the class. That is the only way you can have things to ask about. If you are not paying attention in the class, you can't have any question. The only question you are going to be asking if you are not paying attention are irrelevant questions to whatever we'll be discussing. So take the lab and the project serious and research the topic before the live class. Continue. Make sure you watch the video before the class. We have a full video already for the last batch, and you're going to have access to that. Make sure you go to that video, watch it, and by the time you come to the class, it's just going to be like revision to you. And that's one of the reasons that you can have questions. Network with other students. I can't emphasize on this enough. Majority of the jobs I've gotten is through networking. And some of my students too that have gotten a job, it's through networking. You have to network with people. You can't do this by yourself. IT is not something that you can just do in the solo of your comfort house or in your own corner. You have to work with other people. You have to meet other people. You have to network with other people. Some people say your network is what you want. Celebrate your success. And no matter how small it is, celebrate it. I can't tell you how good it is to actually know that you are able to solve a problem. It's a big thing, and you have to celebrate it, no matter how small the who is this? Who is writing something on the screen? Please. We are not joking here, okay? And if you are not talking to the class, can you mute yourself? All right, sorry about that. Students, give it all it takes to succeed. You got this. One thing that I know, you have to look for one thing that is going to motivate you to join this class or to want to change your career, and make that thing what you go back to anytime you are feeling discouraged, or you don't feel like continuing. Just go back to that thing. When I wanted to join cloud, one thing that motivates me is the money. I don't care what people think of or what they say, is the money. I go to LinkedIn, I go to all these job sites, and I see how much people are earning in the cloud. And me as a software developer, I was earning $80,000 then per annum. And I saw what people in the cloud are earning. Some are earning 200, some are earning 150. I was like, man, this is like double my salary. So I go for it. And when I got discouraged because the training is not, I'm actually a self-taught. So the training is not really, I don't feel like continuing it because it's terrible, it's so hard. Then guess what? I always go back to that money. I'll look at the money again. I'm like, oh, this money is still there. They're still paying this, and it's even getting more. Then I keep continuing. Then finally, I landed one. So find something to motivate you. It might be like you hate your job. It might be like you just want to change your family life. Just look for something, and whenever you are getting discouraged, go back and let that thing really motivate you. Finally, help others. I know what I know in the cloud today, not because I work in the cloud. I know what I know today because I help people. I know what I know today because I help people. The more people I help, the more I learn. So no matter how small you know, there are some people that are still struggling with that. You need to help them. When you help them, you are also learning. Majority of the tasks they give me at work, they are something that I've helped other people to solve in one part of their career. Then guess what? When they give that to me at work, it's kind of easy. Okay, so always go back to all of this and make sure they are part and parcel of you. All right, let's look at the requirement for this training. The only thing you need for this training is your laptop. And don't just bring any laptop to this class. Don't bring a laptop that when you boot it or when you on the laptop, you can go to maybe a 12-mile journey, then come back and the server is, the laptop is still booting. It won't help you. So what I'm saying, in essence, is that do not bring anything less than don't go and bring Pentium 4 to this class, or all this ancient system that when you turn it on, it will roll for 2 hours before you should actually see something. The minimum, it should be Intel Core i3 or an equivalent, but I always recommend Core i7. And for the RAM actually what makes your system slow most of the time. If the RAM is too small, the system power will be small. So for the RAM, go for a minimum of 8 gig RAM, and you can have 16 gig RAM. I actually use 16 gig RAM. At work, I use 34 gig RAM. So for the storage, I don't really care about your storage. You can go for the smallest, which is 256, or you can go for 1 terabyte and the likes. But this here, the processor and the RAM should be what I recommend, or an equivalent. For the software, the only software you need is just you should run your laptop. We have an operating system which can either be Windows operating system, either Windows 10 or Windows 11, or you can bring Mac OS if you are using Mac. You can, if you are using Linux, a lot of people doesn't use Linux, they use Linux at work. I mean, for server, for enterprise, but I've seen people that actually use it for their normal laptop. So if you use that, good, that is also allowed. Then, for the internet and web browser, you need to have a good internet. And finally, just a web browser, either Google Chrome or Mozilla. So that is the requirement that you only need. The time for the class. We're going to be having class Saturday, today is Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. In between that, we're going to have like 5 minutes break. I actually don't really like break, especially this is just 2 hours. Our normal training, our paid training on Saturday is 3 hours, but this is 2 hours because it's just basic. Then on Sunday too, we're going to have 2 hours class, 4 to 6. And on Wednesday is 7 to 8. So in total, in 1 week, we have 5 hours class. If we are good, we can be having 5 minutes break, but I don't really see the reason for 5 minute break for just 2 hours lecture. If you can go to church and sit down in church for 3 hours, you can go to mosque and be there for 2 hours or 4 hours. If you can go to shrine and be there for hours, if you go to club, you can be there for hours without taking a break. I don't see why you should take a break for 2 hours class. But I will still give you anyway. But if you don't need it, we don't really need it. Same thing on Sunday, we're going to have 4 to 6, and in between that, we're going to have 5 minutes break. And on Wednesday, because it's just 1 hour, we don't have break at all. The material, we're going to be using video recording as this section is being recorded. And after the class, I'm going to be sharing the video. We have a website where we're going to be putting all the video, and that is where you're going to be watching the recorded class. I'm going to show you the recorded class, I mean the place after this presentation. Then there is going to be course material that I'm going to be sending out to. We're also going to see it on our website. You can download it from there. Project and assignment. You're going to be given projects and assignment to do. After each of the training, we are going to be doing knowledge check to make sure we are all on the same page. All right, let me quickly introduce you to our website before I go further. So here is our website. It's training.TheCornelis Inc. Training.TheCornelis Inc. So in the training.TheCornelis Inc., if the training.TheCornelis, guys, give me 1 minute, please. Sorry about that. So here is the class. I mean, here is the training.thecornelis.com. So when you land on this page, you're going to see all of this navigator. Here is the course. This here is the course list. When you click on this, you're going to see all the courses that we have, those previous classes and current classes and some free classes. Then here, I added a class to this morning. Maybe it's not showing here yet. Okay, I will look into that later. I think I added a class to this. So you're going to see a new class here. You're going to see a new section. I mean, a new training here. Somebody say I should post the website. Okay, that is easy to do. There, that is it. So I actually added it. I don't know why it's not showing here, but you will see it and it will be easy for you to identify. It's just on September 2024. Cloud, AWS Cloud Essential. You're going to click on it and enroll. Just like I will use this one as an example, but it's not actually this. This is the last batch, but it's going to be exactly the same thing. So what you need to do, you're going to see enroll. Just click on the enroll to enroll for that. But before you can enroll, you have to register. You have to register. I think you have to register. So how do you register? You can go to my account. Sorry guys, I'm putting code and my nose is blocking every 2 seconds. Sorry about that. So here, I don't know why my website is taking forever this morning. Maybe I need to reboot it. It's almost more than 2 months that I rebooted it last. But all right, so you're going to register. Once you register, I'm just going to quickly use this as an example. So let me say I want to register. Let me use I'm going to say TheCornelis Inc. I'm going to use an email. Let me say I'm using TheCornelis Inc. at gmail.com. If you want to send us an email, you can send it to this place. I'm going to use just a simple password. I'm going to call it password 111. Oh, let me use. Okay, I'm registered. So now I've registered. We're going to click save now. Now I've registered. So if you go to this, if you hover over this T, you're going to see the dashboard. Then you can click on this dashboard to get inside your dashboard. Currently, I don't have any class enrolled. I don't have any activities. I don't have anything. So if I want to enroll on the course, you have, and all of you have to enroll on this course that we're about to do. So when you enroll, let's say, okay, here is it. It's showing now. I don't know why it wasn't showing before. So here it is. So I'm going to click enroll. So when I click on this, that means I've enrolled for the course. It's going to bring a page out. I'm going to enroll properly. So once you enroll, then you can go to your dashboard and you can see. So I'm going to see enroll. I'm going to click on it. Now I've enrolled to this course. So I can watch this course anytime. So the videos that's going to be posting for each of the class, you are going to see it under this. When you click on start on complete course or start course, you're going to see it here. Now you can watch. So let me use, because there's no video for this course yet, so that's why it's doing like this. Let me go to one of the course that we have and use that to show you. So I'm going to use this one. So let me say I enroll to this class. Permits me to go off cam. For those of you that have seen my cam, so all right. So I'm going to enroll. Now I can now go start learning here, or I go to my dashboard. When you go to your dashboard, then you see the courses that you've enrolled. So if you want to start learning, just go to that particular course. Like this is the course I just enrolled now. I click on it, then it's going to take me to where I can start learning. So here are the courses here. Here are the courses. So I can. All right, I'm going to pause that. So anyone want to watch, just click on it, then you can watch the class. So that is how to join. And for most of you, you're going to be seeing the link to this class, the Zoom link. We might use the same link throughout the training since it is free. I'm not going to be changing the Zoom link. It's going to be the same throughout the training, so you can actually share it with anybody that you want. But if at any point in time the Zoom link change or something, you will see it. If you come to this training, if you come to the training, you will see Zoom for the class. But I can tell you this class Zoom it's not going to be changed. It's going to be the same throughout. So there's no bother to like ask me for what is the Zoom link. Use the same Zoom link for the and you don't want to watch it, and I would prefer that you should not watch it on our website, because when you watch it on our website, I actually pay for that. The streaming, I pay for it. So you can watch this video on our YouTube. It's also going to be posted on our YouTube. So if you go to your YouTube, just search for TheCornelis Inc. and it will take you to our YouTube page. Please subscribe. Don't think because we don't have much video there. I'm really trying to upload more video. And I'm actually a person that loves live training. I don't really like recorded video. I like people asking me questions when I'm doing training. So that's why I've not posted much there. But I'll try to be posting much there these days. But you can actually watch it here. I'm going to be posting the video on the YouTube. So you can watch it on YouTube to reduce those people that will be paying for because you watch it on our website. All right, let's back to the presentation. I think that is all. I'm going to give you time to ask questions after this. Then if you still have some time, you can look one or two things. Otherwise, we start the class proper tomorrow. All right, these are what we are going to be covering in this training. The Cloud's essential course content. Firstly, I call this module 0 because it's actually not part of this training, because the training is majorly focused on the cloud, AWS cloud to be precise. But I realized that some of the people that actually reach out to me in the past, they don't really know anything about IT. Some just know IT, but they don't know how all these things connected together. And if you want to actually understand the cloud, you should know the history before the cloud. What do we have before cloud? What do we have before AWS? What are the competitors to AWS? All those things really matters a lot. Though they are theoretical, but they are still important. So the module 0, we're going to be talking about, we're going to introduce you to IT, information technology, and its infrastructure. What are the infrastructure that we use or that company use to carry out their business activities? We're going to be looking at that. And after that, we're going to be looking at the traditional data center. Actually, I missed a letter here. It's traditional, not tradition, traditional data center. We're going to be looking at the traditional data center. Then that will take us into cloud computing. So then after that, we're going to come into AWS proper, starting with introduction to AWS web services. We're going to be looking at the AWS global infrastructure and reliability. Then we're going to start working with AWS services. And the first one is compute in the cloud, networking, storage and database, security, monitoring and analytics, pricing and support, migration and innovation. Then after everything, I will introduce you how you can get certified for the cloud practitioner. This is the lowest level of AWS certificates that you can get, and it's actually worth it, because a lot of people don't, if you are joining any company these days, no matter the area in IT that you want to work in or you are applying for, they expect you to have some basic knowledge of the cloud. They expect you to have some basic knowledge of the cloud because every company these days are actually using cloud. If they are using, it's either every company are using cloud, or maybe companies are using cloud, or they're about to migrate to cloud. So, and don't think that, hey, this is solution cloud practitioner, because this is actually more than cloud practitioner. Cloud practitioner, you don't really have to do hands-on. You just understand the theoretical part, understand the service. But here, I'm going to actually introducing you to the hands-on, actually configure, creating it, and deploying it, and look at the security behind it. So those are what we are going to be covering in this training. So now we are come to the first part, to the end of the first part of the training, which is getting the basic house introduction and the like. If you have any question based on what we've discussed in the past, I mean, when we start, since we started, or maybe you have any question before this AWS class and you just want to ask now, you are free to unmute yourself and ask your question now. Question and answer time. If you ask question, unmute yourself and ask the question.
Excuse me. I had a question about like the jobs, because like you said, you have experience in multiple branches and aspects of cloud. I was gonna ask, what's the difference between like a architect and like an engineer?
Okay. So I also have what I'm using here. This is, I'm going to be annotating some things on the screen. So this way we can actually like see what I put there. So somebody asks, what is the difference between architect and so I short it architect as archi and engineer? Well, it's, if you have built house before or somebody around you has talked about houses, this is a very clear and easy thing. Architect, let's say you are going to be using an analogy, and this is what I use most to make sure that people actually understand. Architect, when you want to build a house, an architect will help you to draw a diagram or how the house shape will look like. Such as, I'm not a good drawing, I mean, I'm not a good artist, so let's say this is our entrance. Once you enter through the main entrance, there's an hallway. Don't mind me. Let's say this is our hallway, like an hotel. Then there is rooms here. And towards the end, there is kitchen. Let's say this is room 1, room 2, room 3, and room 4. Then there's a kitchen, and this is a bathroom. So an architect will help you to draw the architectural diagram, and also they will tell you the kind of resources to use to make sure that this house is solid. They will tell you the kind of the foundation that you should do, the kind of material to use, and the kind of, maybe there is need to be space, the kind of space to put, and how to secure the house. That is this work of an architect. That's the work of an architect. An architect is not your job, or it's not an architect work to actually build the house. They just architect it in a diagram, and they can do what we call 3D, 3D, what is it called? 3D, maybe I'll just call it effect for lack of good words to use. You can create a 3D effect to show you on the computer how the house is going to look like. But after the architect finish its drawing and everything, it's going to pass this architectural diagram to the engineer. So the engineer is the engineer responsibility to build. This person's responsibility is not, it doesn't build, it just creates the architectural diagram, while this person actually build the architectural diagram, I mean build the house based on this architectural diagram. So that is the difference between architect and engineer, and this is exactly how it is in the cloud. And an architectural, I mean an solution architect only help you to architect how your application are going to be deployed, what are the resources that will be needed, and what are the How can you save costs? How can you make sure it is secure? How can you make sure it is resilient, reliable, highly available, and fault tolerant? So those are the work of solution architect. They will architect everything. And once they are finished drawing all the diagram and how the infrastructure is going to look like, they will pass that architectural diagram to the engineer. So it is the engineer that will actually go and develop the whole infrastructure, right? They will create it, they will configure it, and they will maintain it. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. So basically, the architect works with like clients, so they gather information on requirements from the clients and
Yeah,
design the architect and then send it to the engineer. Got it.
yeah. Any other question?
Yes, I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
So, your good morning, and thank you so much for this opportunity. So, I actually have the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification already. So, I want to know if I'll be able to build something like a portfolio from this class. Thank you. Because the CCP, it was self-learned. I learned it on my own and took the exam on my own. So
Okay.
I want to have something like a portfolio, yes, to show what I've done. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you will build, and you can actually build, and you will build portfolio based on what you have done. But if you want to go deeply into cloud, I will tell you, practitioner or studying to pass certification is not enough. Not even only practitioner. When you are like migrating, or you want to actually get a job for a particular technology, just studying to pass certification is not always enough, because certification will only focus your attention to that technology alone, to make sure you know that technology very well. But in reality, it's more than that. It's more than that. Cloud practitioner, solution architects, cloud security engineer, GCP, Azure, Google, they will not teach you all these. They will not teach you how to use Jira. They will not teach you how to use Confluence. They will not teach you how to use Lucidchart. They will not teach you how to use Python, how to use Microsoft Linux. I mean, Linux. And all these things are required on the job. So if you want to build portfolio, yes, you can build portfolio based on what we are going to cover here, but having certification alone is not always the best option. That's why I always tell my students, I don't teach for certification. I teach for you to get the job. But don't worry, you'll be able to build your portfolio. Any other question? Somebody is raising hands up, or okay, they put their hands down. All right, any other question? Going one, going two, going three, going four, going five. That means there is no question. That means I've done a great job by explaining clearly. All right. So we come to the half section of the class. So we're going to go on a 5-minute break. When we come back from our 5-minute break, we're going to start the module 1. Yeah, there is no time for this. That's why I didn't call our today's class as demo. I call it day 1. So the class has started. So let's go on 5-minute class. When we come back, we start with module 1. I mean module 0.